Hi, my name is Cami, and this is my introductory video for my Texas History Class 2301 on Meet the Real Me. I was born in the 60s. I was born in Florida. My father was working for NASA when I was very young. We were able to watch the Apollo missions not only on TV like the rest of the world, but then we were able to run outside with all the other neighbors and look up into the sky and see the billowing smoke of the rockets making their way into outer space. The 60s was a time of many changes. While NASA was going on with space exploration, overseas the Vietnam War was going on. My father was able to contract to the military, and we moved over and lived in the small town of Korat while he worked on the Air Force Base. I learned many things in Thailand about life. Thailand is known as the land of smiles, and rightfully so. We were the only house in our neighborhood that had any electricity, and we had cold running water. No one had hot running water, but we were the only house with running water. And yet these people were happy. They didn't have the things that we have. It was amazing, though, how happy these people were. And I learned about inner joy from the people of Thailand. And I was lucky enough while I was over there on 2 different occasions to see Bob Hope come and give his song and tribute, mostly beautiful girls, up on the stage to our men who were serving over there. And these men, a lot of them made the ultimate sacrifice. And well, we moved around when we got back to the States. We lived in Arkansas, we lived in California, a short time in New York, and a short time in Hawaii. We then moved to Arkansas again. We have a lot of family in Arkansas, so after every move it's back to Arkansas. And then we moved to Texas, and my father and his wife and my mother and my brother and his wife all still reside in Texas. After graduating high school at Northbrook Senior High, I went to LVN school, got my LVN, worked as a nurse. After 5 or so years, my old sweetheart from Arkansas, who actually lived in California, but we had met in Arkansas, he came to visit and we ended up getting married. I moved away to California. We lived there for a little over a year, and then we moved to Louisiana. He had a lot of family in Louisiana, and I preferred Louisiana to California. We lived there for about 14 years. My children were born and raised there until their teen years. I went back to school, got my associate's degree in nursing from Northwestern State University in Shreveport. Then moved back to Houston. While living in the States, as soon as we came back from Thailand, I started putting on some weight, and so my mother started me on Weight Watchers, and so over the years I have been on Weight Watchers during every one of their incarnations of different diets. It was amazing. I have also been for all kind of therapy for weight loss, and eventually even had weight loss surgery. Did lose quite a bit of weight with that. Have not lost all that I would like to lose. One of my main interests in life has always been science fiction. Star Trek had, of course, come out right as we moved to Thailand, and I didn't get to see it when we first came back home to the States. I checked the TV guide every Wednesday. It came out on Wednesdays in the paper. I checked it every Wednesday religiously for about 3 years until finally Star Trek came on a local channel. It was so exciting back then. When VHSs first came out, of course, the first thing I ever bought was one of the episodes of Star Trek, and I cried when I got home for owning my own Star Trek. But I don't own any anymore because I can just watch them on Netflix whenever I want. Wow, the world has changed. I have always read a lot of science fiction. I read George Orwell and Robert Heinlein and Kurt Vonnegut. Douglas Adams, loved all of his books, of course, and Frank Herbert's Dune. As a matter of fact, my oldest daughter, Chani, is named from Dune. When I read the book, I thought it was Chani, and that's what I was going to name her, and then the movie came out and they pronounced it Chani. But I have always loved all kinds of reading. I read mostly science fiction and spiritual books, self-help books, Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, Charles Fillmore, things like these that I read, and I working on my daily meditation practice and very involved in my church. And what I do when I go on vacation without my husband, I go to conventions, either nursing conventions.
Say silly, Mom.
Conclusion, I currently live in Conroe, Texas with my husband, Mac. Say hi.
Hi.
And my oldest daughter has moved back in.
Hi.
With her husband, who's out
Hunting
tonight. And with my grandson, Alexander.
Come here.
Come to the film.
Look. Say hi.
Say hi. Hi. And Alexander just started pre-K at Crichton Elementary just last Monday. So he's new to pre-K. I am working at Kingwood Medical Center. I am the charge nurse in the endoscopy department where we do colonoscopies and endoscopies, place peg tubes. I am on the steering committee of my church, Unity Lake Houston, and somehow ended up being church secretary, which I am not a secretarial type person, so this is kind of a stretch for me. And taking classes at church to become a licensed Unity teacher, and then of course taking classes for my Bachelor of Science. And I have one other daughter, Dovey. You can let go of the light, I guess, to come over here.
Director.
She's been director of lighting here. And she has helped us then also watch Alexander because he wanted to be the star of the film. But according to the directions, I had to be the star of the film. So for homework purposes, it was Grammy. Thanks. Bye.